Hello fellow furries. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play furry visual novels on your iOS device. Most furry visual novels are made using an engine called RenPy. Due to Apple's strict guidelines, they usually don't have an iOS version available on the App Store. They usually only support 4 platforms: Windows PC, Android, Mac, and Linux. But we can make our own iOS version of the game. Now, I'll guide you through this process step by step. To get started, you'll need a computer running macOS. If you don't have a Mac, you can use a virtual machine instead. Download Xcode from the Mac App Store and install it as you normally would. Next, open the game you want to install on your iOS device. For this example, I'll be using Supernova. Take note of the version of RenPy that was used to create the game. You can find this information at the bottom of the About page, where we will say made with RenPy 7. Now, let's head over to RenPy's website at renpy.org and download the same version that was used to create the game. In this case, we will be downloading RenPy 7. Select Download SDK-DMG, which is the format created for macOS. Once it's finished downloading, open the file and drag the folder to your desired location. Open the folder and launch RenPy. If you haven't used RenPy before, it will prompt you to choose a directory for your projects. You can find the path by going to Preferences. Next, open the directory and create a folder using the name of the game. Locate your game. Right-click or press the Ctrl key and click, and select Show Package Contents. From there, open Contents, Resources, Auto Run, and then copy the game folder inside. Paste it into the folder you just created in the project directory. Now, go back to RenPy's main window and click Refresh. The game should now be visible. Select iOS. RenPy will prompt you to download additional components. Click Yes. Once the download is complete, RenPy will ask you to restart. Click Proceed. After RenPy reopens, select iOS once again, and this time select Create Xcode Project. RenPy will create an iOS version of the game. Depending on the size of the game, this process may take some time. Congratulations! You have now successfully created an iOS version of the game, and all that's left is to install it on your device. In Xcode, go ahead and select your game. Then click on Signing and Capabilities. You might notice that the Team option is red, and it's displaying an error. So you'll need to switch it to your own Apple ID. If this is your first time using Xcode, select Add an account and sign in with your Apple ID. Your account should then appear in the list. Once you select your account, the warning will go away. Before installing your game, you have the option to customize the icons. But this step is not required. If you decide to skip it, your game will still run perfectly fine. Now, select your device at the top. If you don't see your device, ensure that it's connected to your computer and that you've granted access. If you haven't enabled developer mode, you'll receive an error message. Follow the instructions to enable developer mode. Go to Settings, Privacy and Security. Then scroll down to Developer Mode, toggle the switch to On, and tap the Restart button. After your device restarts and you unlock it, you'll see an alert. Tap Turn On and enter your passcode. After that, go back to Xcode and the warning should disappear. Once you've chosen your device, click on the Start button and your computer will begin installing your game to your iOS device. If this is your first time, you'll receive another warning. Don't worry, tap Cancel and navigate to Settings. Select General, then VPN and Device Management. Choose your developer app list item and trust your profile. Tap Trust. Now you can finally play your favorite furry visual novels on your iPhone or iPad. However, there are two limitations to keep in mind. First, the game will expire in 7 days, and you won't be able to launch it by then. To fix this, just reopen your game project in Xcode and click the Start button again to reinstall your game. You will keep all your progress. Second, you can only have 3 games installed on your device at once. And there you have it. Have fun reading your favorite visual novels on the go. Thanks for watching.